And here we can see the next semi-final between men to be played between the yellow jerseys, which is Thirunelveli, and we have Virudhunagar wearing the orange jerseys. They are going to be stepping onto the mat today to play the first semi-final for the men's Kabaddi division, and there is a lot of prize money at stake, by far the largest in this Gramotsavam. 5 lakhs for the winners, and they have 3 lakhs for the runner. Third place will get 1,50,000 for the fourth place, and both of these teams will be fighting very aggressively because one of them could actually move into the final within a short time.
But yesterday we witnessed the great match for the Thirunelveli team. They were fighting against Thiruvarur, which we spoke about in the last match too. Right now, this semi is between these two. And you also note that they are both neighboring districts. Hello. Check. Let's see how the both neighboring districts on the southern part of Tamil Nadu fight each other to win the semi-finals now.
The weather is really hot, dehydratingly so. We can see Mr. Kumaresan, the Pro Kabaddi League referee, very respected in his sphere of work. Volume of work also is extensive, so his experience is invaluable here for this Kabaddi tournament. And both teams lining up for the official.
Hello friends, all of you welcome. Actually, நாங்க வந்து கிரவுண்ட்ல இல்ல. நாங்க வந்து திருப்பூர்ல தான் இருக்கோம். திருப்பூர்ல இருந்து தான் லைவ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். அவங்களோட லிங்க் எடுத்து போட்டுருக்கோம். நம்ம ஆடியன்ஸ் பார்க்கணுமே அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக.
Never played on this level so far. That was the whole idea of having this Gramotsavam itself, and make sure more and more youth and kids who haven't played sport will take to sport and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Here we can see the toss.
Thirunelveli wins the toss.
Thirunelveli score.
And they have chose to court now.
Toss won by Thirunelveli, choice score.
And Thirunelveli have won the toss and picked court, which means their opponents Virudhunagar will begin the raid. The whole idea of getting them to raid is to push that inevitable first do or die raid and always have an advantage over there. That's exactly why they have made this choice. You can see despite the heat at this time of the day, it's almost 11:30 now, the crowd is still very engaged in watching the spectacle, but we can see a little bit of respite with those little rain clouds that seem to be creeping in from the left side of the screen. So let's hope it gives them a great weather to play in. And the first raid is on.
First raider is Bhupati from Virudhunagar. Let's see how the first raid of this game adds scores to the point now. He's very cautious. Did he touch one? No. Now we have player Suresh from Thirunelveli going in for a ride.
Very high line defense over there actually resulted in that quick point for a quick escape for Thirunelveli player Suresh. Found those gaps and easily escaped.
Yes, Thirunelveli has started adding points to his scoreboard now.
He has claimed a touch point and gone into the lobby, and only when you get a touch point can you step into the lobby, otherwise you will be deemed out. So we presume that this is a second point, and we are right about that because Thirunelveli have picked up their second point by way of touch. 2 quick points for Thirunelveli.
My apologies, it was for Virudhunagar. This time Thirunelveli going in for a raid.
Last time was a lucky raid for Suresh because they had a very mellow defense, but this time Virudhunagar he again scored a point.
Rana save, 1 point. Thirunelveli.
Suresh is taking the onus of picking up those quick touch points early on in the raid. You can see that it was attempted double ankle hold, which was not effective enough, and he was able to kick off. He didn't get the support he needed, but this time Thirunelveli gave the support to their defensive end and picked up that 1 point more. Beautiful block there, and that block was initiated by Ranjit.
Though it seems like the score says Thirunelveli is 3 and Virudhunagar is 1, but I see that both these teams are equally highly, they're putting in efforts. The scores can turn around anytime.
Very aggressive start, don't you think, Naveen? This is going to be quite the match. And this is how it should be at this stage of the tournament, because you're already in the semi-final. There's much at stake. So you do expect a lot of adrenaline-paced action. Perfect weekend this is turning out to be.
And Subramanian from Virudhunagar has come in for a raid now. Will he add some scores to his team now? No, he did not. The team's captain, Bharat, is gone for a raid.
No opportunity for a bonus with just 5 players on the mat. He will have to pick up those touch points, and that's what he's doing. He is scoping the opposition, and he claims a touch point by way of a kick. But is he right? We'll have to wait and see. Has he stepped into the lobby? No, he hasn't, but he has picked up that 1 point. So the raider is safe and goes back with that point. So Thirunelveli are up with 4 points, and my apologies, Virudhunagar is trailing by 3. Did he pick up that running hand touch over there?
I think all these last 3 points, we couldn't see it when it happened.
That's it. 1 point, Virudhunagar.
Yeah, they scored it.
Very quick action. So Suresh again doing the bulk of the raiding in the early part of this half. Again, no opportunity for a bonus. Will he get tackled? No, he's not going to get tackled. It was a solo tackle attempt there by
That's it. 1 point, Thirunelveli.
a double thigh hold.
Wait.
But that did not take place properly. He didn't even have a good grip.
There's a fraction of seconds where if Virudhunagar had a plan, their teammates could have stepped in and defended this actually.
It was too high line, Naveen, so there was no possibility. They would have conceded far more points had they stepped in. So it was good decision to just let go of 1 point rather than jump in and concede more. That
Bonus
was
point,
Bhupati who picked
Virudhunagar.
up that bonus point for Virudhunagar and goes back. With bonus points, no revival happens, so touch points are important. There are 4 people on the mat. If they need revivals, then touch points are the way to go. Suresh again tries a back kick, and even though a block was attempted,
1 point,
this time
Thirunelveli.
it is unsuccessful. That was Anand, and Suresh goes back with that point. Beautifully done. Bulldozes his way through.
Thirunelveli is surely leading the score with twice as much as Virudhunagar is. 6 Thirunelveli and Virudhunagar 3.
Bhupati, touch point,
That is
steps
it.
into the lobby,
1 point,
so he picks up
Virudhunagar.
1 point. So those points are coming
10,
through Virudhunagar's way. The scoreboard is ticking. And the musicians are celebrating every point and every bit of action that's happening on this mat. Suresh again.
And all the touch points we witnessed were so swift.
This would
Yes,
be
he did
Kishore.
that too.
I mean, that was a
That
good
is
move
it.
actually.
1
He
point,
went
Thirunelveli.
left
Wait.
corner, right corner, and again picked up those points. So it's actually very good.
Time out.
Unexpected, but good.
Thirunelveli.
Thirunelveli 7, Virudhunagar 4. Unlike the last match we witnessed between women's match, where before even the first timeout, you can clearly see which side had more points on them and which side was more confident. But now anything can turn around anytime, right?
Definitely, it can swing any which way. Do or die is what this fan is saying. Is that going to happen? Definitely, they're going to play do or die only because so much is at stake. The energy is electrifying, and even though it's almost noon, the people are fully into it, the audience is into it, the players are into it, and it's going to get better and better as the day progresses because we will have the final of the men's kabaddi, the women's kabaddi, and the men's final of volleyball also. That's going to happen in the afternoon. But was that a quick point? Did he get a bonus? Very jubilant jump there. That was Bhupati. Did he get a touch point? He steps into the lobby. He claims a touch point. Did he get a bonus as well in the process?
Bonus plus 1 point.
Yes,
Wait,
2
wait,
points for Virudhunagar. So there's a
Virudhunagar.
quick turnaround and a resurgence.
That's what we are talking about. Any quick points to their side can turn around the point. That just happened for Virudhunagar right now. Virudhunagar 6 and Thirunelveli 7.
A quick kick over there.
And Suresh has more pressure now in his raids. He surely has to score points.
Targets the left corner and the left in, and he makes sure he touches. Yes, he picks up that 1 point.
Thirunelveli.
Thirunelveli still ticking and tries to keep things ahead of Virudhunagar constantly. Just a 2-point difference separates them. But Virudhunagar cannot be underestimated.
Now comes Bhupati from Virudhunagar. He sure has a room for bonus points, but will he go for it?
What a diving ankle hold over there. Beautiful efforts there. That was Vishwa in the right corner. Beautifully executed. Got great support from his teammates by way of Bhupati as well.
Now with 2 defenders there, Suresh goes back for another raid. Will he score some points and make his team's winning lead into a double-digit point?
Will this be an empty raid? Will he go back and say, let me wait to play defense on these 2 players?
And looks like that's what happened. He did attempt, but he seems to be limping. Suresh is limping, so he's going to just settle into the chain tackle. But coming in for Thiruvarur, a bonus is being attempted. That would be number 1.
Rajkumar. He attempted a bonus and he sure has much more things to do today. I think he's going back empty-handed today and wait for another super tackle situation to come
Bonus!
in. He scored a bonus anyway.
At least the scoreboard is sticking, so that's fine. And this time it's Kishore that's gone in for that raid. Will they be able to inflict a super tackle here? And that's what they seem to have done. Brilliantly done. What a block and a great supportive effort there by that single ankle hold. They draw him out of the playing zone itself. So there's no way that he could have struggled or escaped or picked up a point over there.
It was not easy. Kishore was just fresh, and unlike Suresh, who came for multiple raids earlier, Kishore was fresh. He had all the energy on, but then still the 2 people managed to held him in.
It was that hold, that block that happened in front, which actually made sure that there was enough time for the ankle hold over there. So the scores are level right now, even Steven at 9 apiece. And although the bonus is in effect right now, will he take advantage of the bonus? This is Subramaniam for Virudhunagar, who's come in for the raid. But no, he's going in, going back after an empty raid, and coming back again is Suresh. The load of the raiding, Thirunelveli raiding, is on him. Once more, a super tackle situation is in play. There are 3 players on the mat. So will he break out of it and pick up that 1 point or 2 points? We'll have to wait and see. 30 seconds for each raid. The player has stepped out of bounds into the lobby. So yes, that 1 point has come in for Suresh. Since the defensive players swung into the lobby, Suresh was confident enough to step into the lobby himself. You can see how he lunges to make that hand. Oh, not a hand touch. It was a slap on the head.
Now the score has gone back to Thirunelveli. Touched one.
3 points.
That's 2 points.
Second out, third out.
It's 3 points
9,
now.
5 and 10. 3 points.
What a super raid. That was a brilliant play. High-line defense, a little tactical error over there. You can see how they tried to block him, but they didn't get him fully. And then that resulted in the support also going out. So super raid for Virudhunagar. Brilliant 3-point turnaround. And they have picked up their first lead in the game so far.
You know what they call is Virudhunagar is famous for their the town of Sivakasi, which manufactures crackers. So that's a crackling performance happening here.
Naveen, I would have said Virudhunagar is famous for their Palgova as well.
Yes.
But sweet performance too, that was.
But let's not forget, Thirunelveli also has own share of sweet, which is Alba. Let's see who gets Alba today.
Good one there, and Thirunelveli is going to have to try to claw back because Virudhunagar had a spot of great Kabaddi over there. In fact, they went through a streak over there. Picking up the 3 raid points in one raid was brilliant actually.
Suresh is like a self-alleged raider, star raider from this team, has come in again, and he's seeing that he can score now.
What a good play there, good effective defense, making sure that Suresh didn't get those touches there, because that was the only way he could have picked up a point, Naveen. There was no bonus.
Thirunelveli might feel a little pressure because they're not leading the scoreboard now. Virudhunagar might go back empty-handed. Let's welcome them for a tackle now.
Both are pretty well matched. 4 for Thirunelveli on the mat and 5 for Virudhunagar on the mat. Will a revival happen? That remains to be seen. And yes, does he get dashed? He does. What a brilliant play there by Virudhunagar. A timely dash made sure that they picked off that point there. And you can see he's attempting running hand touch, but that dash from the cover that side was just brilliant.
So it's clear Virudhunagar is now leading the scoreboard. That's what we were talking about a little while ago. And there's been any sport, any timeouts, things can turn around. The last timeout, we clearly could see that Thirunelveli was leading, but now Virudhunagar has changed the equation. But will it continue, or any multiple raids can level that again?
Absolutely. It just takes one great play to break the momentum and deflate the confidence of the opposition. So we'll have to wait and see. A super tackle situation is possible, and Virudhunagar also has some momentum in their hands. So see, that's what we were talking about. Despite a super tackle possibility, it was Virudhunagar who capitalized on the confidence. He picked up 2 points in that. So that was superb. You can see that was a running hand touch, and then another touch over here. That was number 3, Vishwa, who came and prematurely tried to block him despite his escape.
He was very confident that the ankle hold would have worked, but he didn't see that coming.
This is a last man standing for Thirunelveli, so which means they're looking at an all-out. But you should also remember, but this guy, number 3, Vishwa, is also a raider. I'm sorry, this is Suresh here, who is their chief raider. And he picked up a bonus and a point. This is what happens when Suresh is on the mat, the main raider is on the mat. Then you don't get to easily push him for an all-out and pick up those easy bonus points for all-out.
Let us see how that goes now. From being a single man team, he has brought back his another teammate in. They are sure occupied.
What an all-out play, and that was by Subramaniam. Well done, Virudhunagar. Their first all-out, they were actually trailing, and here you can see that single ankle hold. He taunted the defense in the right corner and the left corner, and invited the only remaining defender to also come and made easy work of escaping. Picked up those extra points by way of an all-out.
It's very clear that Virudhunagar is very leading the team now with the scoreboards leading to 20.
Bonus plus 1 point. Thirunelveli.
No.
Great.
Thirunelveli is back in action now.
Back in action and picked up a bonus and a touch point, which is also good because they can't afford to keep trailing constantly, because they need to pick up their confidence. And how they pick up their confidence, this kind of defense is what wins games, and they are tuning themselves back into giving the same performance that they did in the first 10 minutes of the first 5 minutes of play that they had. Beautifully done. That was a fantastic team effort, Naveen.
They totally packed him up and sent him out.
One parcel of Virudhunagar Alva from there.
And with Suresh on his side,
Wait.
Thirunelveli seems really confident.
1 point. Thirunelveli.
And while you were talking about Suresh, yes, he went in and picked up that 1 point there, came back with a point. So Thirunelveli is still in the game, just trailing by 3 points. Virudhunagar do have an upper hand. Did he pick up that bonus? At least his body language says he did pick up that bonus. But is it right? We'll have to wait and see for a wee bit.
Looks like Virudhunagar is very confident. He is not going back without a point. But will that happen right now?
Bonus!
Yes, he scored a bonus for Virudhunagar.
Suresh is going to need a couple of bottles of Gatorade or something like that, energy drinks right now, because he seems to be the only one going for the maximum raids and he could get tired, need to conserve his energy, but he's doing a stellar job for his team so far. But it's not good to depend on him. And even if they do depend on him, it could become a problem if Virudhunagar actually tackles him early and puts him out on the bench. There'll be no one to revive him, right?
Now that Bhupati is back on right for Virudhunagar.
Bhupati, bonus is on. Did he pick one up? We'll see. But leading by just 3 points. He's approaching the game cautiously. Goes back without a point or a bonus. Coming in is Kishore for Thirunelveli now.
Kishore seems to like he is very determined to get a point now. He has to get a point by touch. Whereas all the Virudhunagar players are trying to trick him, but he went out home empty-handed. Now comes Subramanian. Subramanian's like a star player, like how thou have Suresh here. Virudhunagar has Subramanian.
And he hasn't disappointed Naveen.
Girls team la ஈரோடு செமிஃபைனல்ல லாஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
And he's also good in a defense move also. He's not risking himself against all the full players there. And again Suresh.
Trying to see if he can get those touch points, and does he escape? No, he gets trapped. There are 4 people on the mat. He does try a few routes here. No entry anywhere. So he does get trapped, and Suresh is going to go to the bench. Now they are going to, you can see how he got trapped, that ankle hold, that block, and then from front, then he knew he was done. And in return, Thirunelveli has picked up a quick point there, a defensive point. So it's going fairly well so far between the two. You can see he's attempting a bonus there. Beautiful block in front by number 8, that is Bhupati of Thirunelveli, and got some great assistance by his teammates. Kabaddi is a game that was born in Tamil Nadu. From Kaipudi came Kabaddi. Kaipudi is to hold hands, and that's how it got twisted into becoming Kabaddi.
And now the game has been played all over the world, and even in India the game is reaching new heights and new popularities with pro Kabaddi leagues and all this. And now even I heard that even pro Kabaddi league players find tough to play with college teams and all the rural teams, because each team and the players they come from have a different.
Absolutely, Naveen, because there were many formats of the game being played, but after the resurgence of a pro league in India, it seems like everyone likes this format very much, so much so that they have adopted the same rules, and those are the rules that most of the teams in and most of the players in the world are playing for.
Wait.
Thirunelveli is slowly climbing up the ladders and trying to.
கேர்ள்ஸ் மேட்ச் முடிஞ்சிருச்சு நண்பர்களே. ஃபைனலும் முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. ஃபைனல்ல வந்து திண்டுக்கல்லும் திருவாரூரும் விளையாடுனாங்க. திண்டுக்கல் வின் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. இது வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செமி ஃபைனல். செகண்ட் செமி ஃபைனல் வந்து திருச்சி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டும் ஈரோடு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டும் ஆடுவாங்க. இதுல ஜெயிக்கிற டீம் அதுல ஜெயிக்கிற டீமும் ஃபைனல் ஆடுவாங்க நண்பர்களே. மேட்ச் தொடர்ச்சியா நடக்கும்.
Families, the villages, the panchayats. Such a great platform this has been for young talent who have been fairly raw and haven't had a platform to perform from all these days. So this is an ideal platform for them to showcase their talent. And many teams are actually watching, many colleges are actually sitting and talent scouting, because this is where the talent comes from.
Very true. And also speaking, today is a day where Asian Games has also begun. The sporting event is around, the aura of sport is around everywhere. And we have international referees here watching the game, and we are sure many eyes are watching as they play.
that was the end of the first half, and Virudhunagar have a slender lead over Thirunelveli. And it's now time for the highlights. Let's see what happened in this half. It has been a great half. Thirunelveli did have their moments. Thirunelveli won the toss and decided to pick court. And here you can see how that was Suresh who started scoring for Thirunelveli, picking up those early points. He was a star raider, did pick up some amazing points in raid. And Thirunelveli defense was also really good in segments. But Virudhunagar has been no pushover. They proved that quite a bit. But here you can see how the defense is effective so far, but this is where the momentum is beginning to turn. Those multiple points coming off those raids. Then here you can see that all-out situation almost about to happen. And this has been a fantastic resurgence for Virudhunagar. They played with heart and it showed on the mat. Brilliant efforts there. Naveen, we'll have to wait and see who is going to win. And let's come back after a short break, because after that more exciting action is waiting for us.
Isha Gramotsavam நம்முடைய அழைப்பை ஏற்று இங்கே வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய ஜெயம் ரவி
நிறைய தடவை நம்ம மிஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போம். நம்ம ஊருக்கே போக முடியாத அளவுக்கு இருக்கும். நம்ம ஊரையே எங்கே கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. எல்லாரும் என்ஜாய் பண்ணுங்க. ஆல்
தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லாக தெரிஞ்சது காரணம் இந்த ஈஷா நடத்திய இந்த கிராமோற்சவங்கிற நிகழ்ச்சி தான்.
கிராமோற்சவம் இல்லைன்னா நான் வாலிபால் விளையாடுறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு.
நான் சத்குரு கையால் வாங்கினது ரொம்ப பெருமையாக இருந்துச்சு. அவர் நான் தூரத்தில் டிவியில் தான் அதனால் அவர் கையால் ஒரு அவார்டு வாங்கக்குள்ள எனக்கு ரொம்ப பெருமையாக இருந்துச்சு.
கிராமோற்சவம் நம்மள மாதிரி கிராமத்து பசங்க
இப்போ 5 லட்சம் எங்கள் பையன் சம்பாதிச்சுட்டு வந்தால் நம்ம எனக்கு பெருமையாக இருக்குதுங்க. புலாவரிக்கும் பெருமை, என் பையனுக்கும் பெருமை, எனக்கும் பெருமை.
ஒரு பந்து உலகத்தை மாற்றும், அதனுடைய முன்னுதாரணம் தான் எங்கள் கிராமம்.
ஊருக்கே ரொம்ப பெருமை. கப்பு வாங்கிட்டு வந்துடல.
கேர்ள்ஸ் ஈரோடு வந்து திண்டுக்கல்னு நினைக்கிறேன் நண்பர்களே, கரெக்டாக தெரியல. ஏன்னா செமிஃபைனல் நம்ம பார்க்கல, யார் கூட லாஸ் பண்ணாங்கன்னு தெரியல நண்பர்களே, சாரி.
A sport is beyond alcohol, beyond drug. If they could play, if they could laugh, if they could jump, if they could scream, you will see it would be very natural for every human being to search for something more than where they are right now. Ball can definitely change the world.
Welcome back to the second half of the Virudhunagar and Thirunelveli game. We have a fantastic game. The sun is so high in the sky and it's scorching heat everywhere, and the players are not resting anymore. And the Thirunelveli is trying to get back their dominance on the scoreboard. Virudhunagar leads by 22 points and Thirunelveli 18 points.
Suresh back in action, tries to kick, but he gets caught. That kick landed right in his arms, which was waiting for that ankle hold. And that super tackle effected in 2 more points being added to the kitty of Virudhunagar. So they move up to 24. Brilliant effort there, making sure that Suresh doesn't even straighten his back out.
Yeah, true. And also the winning streak of Suresh has been brought to an end now. Let's see how Thirunelveli takes it.
Folks, remember that each player must weigh less than 80 kilos over here. So when a pile of bodies lands on you, you can imagine the fatigue that Suresh is going to feel. He nearly had 120 to 160 kilos on his back there.
Very true. Even 80 kg is not a joke. Let's see how. And number 5 from Thirunelveli, which is the captain, Bharat, goes in for a raid. Looks very calm. He's just reading the mat. The player for both the corners are funneling him down to a corner.
Bharat seems very light on his feet, and he is trying to make sure that he's at least getting his footwork in place and tries to spook the defenders into stepping into the restricted zones. So did he get successful? No, that did not happen. It was an empty raid. We haven't seen much of Bharat raiding at all because the onus was on Suresh only. Now the onus is back on them to revive Suresh if they need to get raid points. So the defense is going to have to work overtime for Thirunelveli over here. And the raider is making sure to go from corner to corner here. But the second line of defense is ready. But oh yes, multiple points. Even though he was caught, there was a hold over there. He made sure to use his feet to push towards the midline, and that's what happened. That is number 4 for Virudhunagar, Madasamy.
It was so easy for him to just jump off the hold. He should have thought twice before doing that. The difference are much better. But it is now Thirunelveli's number 2, Kishore, going in for a raid. Kishore.
Did he climb 2 points now?
That is a super raid, Naveen. Brilliant escape there. You can see tit for tat, even though I was just thinking that this has been the largest lead in the game so far. And the referees have acknowledged that it is a 3-point raid plus a bonus. So that is a 4-point raid in one go. Man, they are really closing scores at this point in time. Good resurgence, but can this be the point where they make a return and back into the fray? We'll have to see. We can't write them off, that's for sure.
And then they defended. It was so close, but then Thirunelveli adds another
1 point.
The full house of attendance on the path. Was that a twisted arm there?
That was a heavy fall, beautiful tackle there, but then what happened looks like there's been an injury, and he's being attended to, but he seems quite okay, brushing it off. Tough kids.
Madasamy is back in action. Of course, they look very tough. They are not going to fall for any injuries, even in the scorching heat. Also, with full attendance, I think it is Suresh back in the raid now. Let's see who it is on a closer look. Yes, it is. Who other? None other than Suresh.
Suresh has the build and the capacity to inflict an all-out at this point in time.
It was so good, so good. It was a frog leap.
Absolutely.
1 point.
Beautiful escape over there.
Wait, fellow.
Probably the highlight of this match. He uses the opponent to leapfrog and head towards the midline, and good presence of mind by number 10, Bhupati, to stay away and not give himself up. Will Bhupati be able to pick a point and revive and push that? Oh no, he's not able to. He did try to actually prevent an escape, but that was towards the sideline rather than the midline.
Virudhunagar has gone for an all-out, but the scoreboard still Virudhunagar leads by 1 point. Thirunelveli was so behind them by 2 points actually. Let us say it is Kishore back raiding. Will he keep the momentum up by not giving up?
Just a few moments ago, Thirunelveli were down by more than 6 points, Naveen.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see how a couple of plays turned things in their favor, and now all of a sudden
நண்பர்களே ஒரு சின்ன தப்பான தகவல் கொடுத்துட்டேன். ஃபைனல் கேர்ள்ஸ் ஃபைனல் வந்து இன்னும் முடியல, செமிஃபைனல் தான் முடிஞ்சிருக்குது. அந்த செமிஃபைனல் தான் ஃபைனல்னு தப்பாக சொல்லிட்டாங்க. நான் கிரவுண்டில் இருக்கவங்களை ஃபோன் பண்ணி கேட்டேன், அவங்க தான் வந்து இது ஃபைனல் சொல்லிட்டாங்க. திண்டுக்கல்லும் திருவாரூரும் ஆடுனது ஆக்சுவலாக அது சண்டை செமிஃபைனலுங்களாமா. ஸோ திண்டுக்கல் ஒன்று செமிஃபைனலில் வின் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, ஈரோடு வின் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஃபைனல்ஸ் வந்து ஈரோடும் திண்டுக்கல்லும் ஆடுவாங்க. அது வந்து மேட்ச் ஈவினிங் போல இருக்குது, ஒரு 5 o'clock நினைக்கிறேன். பாய்ஸ் ஃபைனலும் கேர்ள்ஸ் ஃபைனலும். இந்த மேட்ச் முடிஞ்சதுல இன்னொரு செமிஃபைனல் இருக்கு. திருச்சி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டும் ஈரோடு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டும் ஆடுவாங்க. ஸோ இதில் ஜெயிக்கிறதும் அதில் ஜெயிக்கிறதும் ஃபைனல் ஆடுவாங்க. பாய்ஸில் கேர்ள்ஸில் வந்து ஈரோடு வெர்சஸ் திண்டுக்கல் ஆடுவாங்க.
Virudhunagar still has the lead with 28. Thirunelveli trailing behind by 1 point. Suresh looks very confident. He's not minding the scoreboard for the 1 point. He just has his own game. Looks like he's not going to try anymore. He's gone back. Now comes Subramanian, other lead player from the Virudhunagar, who has been trailing more scores in the last half of the match. Why is he going empty-handed? Maybe he has his own strategies now. Yes.
There is no opportunity for a bonus. They're going to try and play a solid defense over there because they have a full mat of players there, and they're trying to see if they can push Thirunelveli into an all-out situation. This is an official timeout that has been called. So that circular motion made by the referee means it's an official timeout. So the referees are conferring.
எஸ் ஈரோடு இருக்கு. இப்போதான் நான் ரமேஷனுக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணி கேட்டேன். சக்தி பிரதர்ஸ் மேனேஜரு பேசினாரு. ஈரோடு ஃபைனல் என்ட்ரு ஆயிட்டாங்க, திண்டுக்கல் என்ட்ரு ஆயிருக்காங்க. 2 பேரும் தான் ஃபைனல் ஆடுறாங்க. ஈரோடு வெர்சஸ் திண்டுக்கல் ஃபைனல் ஆடுறாங்க. அவங்க ஆல்ரெடி லீக் ஆடி இருக்கிறாங்க. லீக்ல வந்து ஒரு 20 பாயிண்ட் வித்தியாசத்துல வந்து ஈரோடு வின் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஆக்சுவலா திண்டுக்கல்ல லீக்ல ஒரே பால்ல தான் ஆடுனாங்க. திருப்பி இவங்க 2 டீம் ஒரே பால்ல இருக்க 2 டீமும் ஃபைனல் ஆட போறாங்க கேர்ள்ஸ் டீம்ல.
Thirunelveli player in a disadvantage and heap that pressure on them. But yes, fantastic ankle hold, and that was initiated by Arun Janai. Beautiful ankle hold, great support there. And if you notice, after the ankle hold was initiated, he lifted the ankle off, which means you can't really pick yourself up, right?
Even the last time they had the same ankle hold on the Suresh, star rider of Thirunelveli. They're pretty good in the defense. That's what makes them go star on the scoreboard also. Now the Virudhunagar rider Madasami, I think he's sure going back empty-handed. That's what he did for the last 2 of his rides too. Now number 10 Sharon going in. So quick and swift, and he came back soon.
He did attempt a toe touch there, which was sweeping, but he didn't. He wasn't lucky. He didn't pick that point up. Instead, Virudhunagar is now trying to see this kind of a situation on the mat is tough. It's not for everyone, but he makes sure that he has a ball. Catch me if you can again. And that was a quick thinking.
ஈரோடு பாய்ஸ் டீம் இருக்கு நண்பா. நெக்ஸ்ட் செமி ஃபைனல் வந்து ஈரோடு தான். ஈரோடு திருச்சி ஃபைனல் செமி ஃபைனல் 2வது செமி ஃபைனல் ஆடுறாங்க. மேல அட்டாக் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் பாருங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச்னு போட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச் வந்து திருச்சி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் வெர்சஸ் ஈரோடு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் செகண்ட் செமி ஃபைனல்.
Vishwa goes out and Bala Sudar comes in for Thirunelveli. A substitution was called for Thirunelveli. Just a 3-point difference, but could swing any which way because this is definitely a game of uncertainty and anything could happen as long as you're within striking distance. And we've seen how multiple raid points, even in one single raid, can change the fate of the match.
And Bala Sudar just fresh into the mat. He's going for a raid. And he looks so fresh, and he's going to score some points maybe. Let's see. He's aiming for the bonus, but that's not going to happen with the full house of players there.
Ironically, that is the time that he could attempt that bonus. So he couldn't do that. There are only 2 people on the mat here. A super tackle situation is on, but will he get caught or will they catch him is what we have to see. The raider is Subramaniam for Virudhunagar. Almost loses his balance but manages to stay inside. That was Bala Sudar. And does he catch him? No, this is an all-out situation. Did he escape?
All out!
Yes, that is an all-out brilliant escape there. He did try or used up all the time on the clock and made sure that all-out was inflicted. Here you can see that ankle hold going Ori and then the back hold going Ori as well. Nothing seems to be going in Thirunelveli's favor, especially in that raid.
Subramaniam is in a spree today. He's been scoring more and he's been a set for his team Virudhunagar for a long time. Now after that, this all-out situation, I'm sure Thirunelveli comes back with the fire his moment. Let's see how that works. And it's a timeout now.
very quickly Virudhunagar have added a couple of extra points because of that all out onto their scoreboards. So Thirunelveli with the full mat of players now
must start playing very, very aggressively and make sure that in whatever time left, they can't have these slip-ups.
And here an injury is being tended to. God bless these medical personnel over there and those volunteers, because they're making sure that the players are in optimum condition to get back and play. And this is not an easy sport, folks, because we see a lot of injuries happening constantly. And these are really, really tough kids. We've said it before, we'll say it again. This is what rural India is all about.
Very true. And he's back in action. Just he tended to our injuries for a moment, and then he's back in action. Subramanian, you can see his way of the energy coming back too. Let us see after all-out situation.
Virudhunagar 35 points, trailing behind by 7 points is Thirunelveli. Thirunelveli goes in for a raid with Sharon there. Sharon is so quick in his feet.
But he aims for a scorpion kick there. Not a scorpion. Scorpion kick is like using the other leg, right?
Scorpion kick is you have to be facing the front and you kick from the back. But that scorpion kick is what he attempted there, except that he didn't have too much distance. Being a shorter player, he should have gone for another tactic over here. He went and jumped right into the chain. This was one of the most, very generous points to be giving away, right?
Yes.
Pretty much landed right into their hands.
It's so sweet that both the districts can claim them. Either Alva or... What's the...
Palgova.
Palgova famous for?
Either way, the difference is quite a bit right now. It's about 8 points. Once again, we'd like to remind you that 8 points is barely anything. In a good team's favor, a few good plays can make sure that you erase that deficit and get back right on top. But is time on their sides? That remains to be seen. They can't afford to make errors. And this time it is Virudhunagar that doesn't make any errors. Tamil Arasan with a phenomenal ankle hold, and then came the support from the rest of the staff. Flying in for support is number 12, Anand, who blocked him from front as well.
You can see some sure defensives, great defense from Virudhunagar today. That has claimed more points in their scoreboard. Also, there was pretty particular multiple points in a single raid. I think any multiple points can save Thirunelveli from this situation now. The Subramanian, their key player, kind of got injured but back in action now. Let's see what he got to do now. He's reading the situation. I'm sure he's going back now. No.
Thirunelveli trying to see how we can pick up those points, but then a timeout has been called in favor of Virudhunagar. So despite the heat, we have a lot of audience braving it and sitting there and enjoying the spectacle that's unfolding in front of their eyes. A great match between semi-final game between Thirunelveli and Virudhunagar. Thirunelveli are trailing Virudhunagar by a fair amount at this point in time.
There are no tired faces in the sun right now because they're not bothering the sun. They're just witnessing the great sport happening. And Suresh goes in for yet another raid. If he scores multiple points this raid, there's sure hope for Thirunelveli to climb up the ladders.
Out.
And the first point came over there, and that's a second point as well.
Thirunelveli, wait.
2 points there. Suresh made sure that he inflicted a self-out on one of the defensive players, and then he went and patted the cheek of the Virudhunagar in position player. And this time, has Virudhunagar picked up a bonus by way of Rajkumar's attempt? We'll have to wait and see. So 2 points on the previous play. Make sure that Thirunelveli is still within striking distance. Will he dash? Escape. That is a bonus and 1 more point. So they conceded 2 and they picked up 2 points. Stalemate again.
Bonus plus 1 point.
So that stress and the tension towards the scoreboard. I think both the players are minding it, but the audience and us watching it is definitely seeing it. Both the teams are climbing up at 2 points and 2 points more and more.
9-point difference right now. Suresh has picked up a bonus.
Thirunelveli.
Still keeping it with 8 points. Within 8 points. But Virudhunagar is playing aggressive. Both teams are. And this is a stellar match right now. And
He claims a bonus there.
Subramanian climbs for touch to 1. Isha waiting for his turn to go back in.
Bonus! Virudhunagar.
There was no touch, so it's only a bonus point. So no eliminations from Thirunelveli's end on the mat. But instead a bonus situation is on here for Thirunelveli. Will they capitalize or will they get caught? Virudhunagar is very, very keen and aggressive on the defensive end. He tries a toe sweep over there and sees if he can make a touch, but nothing happened so far.
It looked like he attempted a bonus, but that was not happened. But now Virudhunagar comes in for a raid. The same star of Virudhunagar, Subramanian, is here yet again. With 6 players here, he could go for another bonus. He has to keep the spree high. Imagine just adding 1 more point to Virudhunagar will leave Thirunelveli trail by 10 points.
Naveen, I fear that the clock is ticking down and Thirunelveli are not picking up multiple points on every raid. So it is going to be a problem for them. And does Suresh make it? He's safe at this point in time and he picks up 2 points. Maybe I should keep saying something like this so that they will pick up multiple points. Because this was a great play there. Defensive lapse.
At the point he took by the slap, the touch in the face, the same kind of point happened the last time too.
Virudhunagar 40 and Thirunelveli 33.
The clock is ticking down, so they are going to have to step it up. But Virudhunagar is playing smart and they're going to wait and give as many empty raids as is allowed and make sure they play defense. Because 7 points is something that they hope. But again, Thirunelveli is trying to force a do-or-die raid for Virudhunagar so that they can pick up some points. They have a full mat of players right here. Bonus is on. And this time it is Rajkumar who has come in for the offensive raid. He attacks left corner and the left corner almost took the bait. What a brilliant double thigh hold. Brings him down, pins him down and picks up that point. Brilliant defensive play there by Thirunelveli.
Sir, please, go sir, please. Control.
As mentioned, that also added a score point to Thirunelveli, but it is so steep to climb underneath with very little time available. And Suresh is back in the ride. A super tackle situation too.
We have seen Suresh actually take advantage of the super tackle situation and pick up points. Raider is safe like we expected. He picked up 1 point and came. So will Virudhunagar be pushed towards an all-out? We'll have to see. If that happens, a couple of points could be added to Thirunelveli. It's just within 5 striking distance indeed. And Thirunelveli has to play a really tight defense and pin this player down. But will that happen? That's Bhupati on the raid.
Thirunelveli has 2 tall raiders in them. It is Suresh and it is Kishore. They can reach their hands, and that's how Suresh actually, earned 2-3 points with his hands alone. But that not helped them to keep the scoreboards high.
Suresh is actually quite a muscular and powerful player, so he's got the strength and another leapfrog situation. Now he's picked up one and he's pushing Virudhunagar to come in for an all-out. And will that happen? This is what we saw previously. Same situation, leapfrogs over. That single ankle hold was not enough to hold him down. That's the power we were talking about.
Happened as we're especially speaking about it with only 1 player left. Virudhunagar also leading the scoreboard. Will they able to do it? We just have few minutes left. Bhupati Can he do it? He did it.
1, 2, 3.
What a revival over there. Not just the bonus. It looks like he picked up 3 touch points as well by making that phenomenal escape on the sideline. You can see he was dashed. Despite that, he swung his arm, swiped across the midline and picks up 3 points. What a play. 4 points on that one single raid. This is what dreams are made of for most of these players. And dreams are becoming a reality on this mat. And this is just outstanding. Virudhunagar is looking to take this game away from a resurgent Thirunelveli.
The Thirunelveli players are not so happy. They have their head hung. A little sad. They are too steep to score the scoreboard. A little time left. Doesn't look out. It's time to win. And the decision is already made in Virudhunagar's favor.
The energy is high, exciting. Everyone is enjoying. This is indeed a carnival, a sport carnival here. Excellent work by Bhupati. That was 3 revivals in 1 shot. And this was a situation where he could have been caught and an all-out would have actually turned things in Thirunelveli's favor. But no, that's not going to happen. Not on his watch.
Now we have Kishore going in. It's not Kishore, it is Suresh again. It happened, yes. That reverse right now. He scored 2 points.
First, second.
It seemed like it was 3 points, but we can see in the replay that's 1 and 2. Looks like it's 3 points here. Beautiful presence of mind to swing his hip around and swipe across. No, only 2 points has been given. A 6-point deficit once again. And this time going in for the raid is Madasamy for Virudhunagar. Suresh has been quite the savior for this team. Quick running hand touch. Yes, that happened. So making sure that that point
1 point Virudhunagar
is earned. Virudhunagar inflicts 1 person out that side and revives 1. So this is a timeout called.
The thing is, we cannot write out any decision right now because there is magic happening here with multiple points raid. Still the decision looks like one team is surely leading. So says the scoreboard too.
Naveen, we are at the dying moments of this game. And Virudhunagar right now are sitting fairly comfortably because in order to win, they need to pick up 7-8 points to win. There are only 3 people on the mat. So even if you take 3 and another 2, you'd still pick up 5. Here you can see he's picked up 1.
1 point.
Thirunelveli, so that 30 seconds has been used up for this.
Hello,
there's not enough time to pull off a win now.
At least the Virudhunagar team were so clever not to touch him before he scores another point now. Thirunelveli 39. Leading the score is Virudhunagar with 45.
Give them those ones, that's okay. Because the clock is ticking and giving those 1 points, if you have to, are fine. Those are sacrificial points. But you can't afford to give more in multiple points.
Madasamy is not very, worried about the points is right. He's just keen on going back. He's just watching the time board. Just quick, another time for ride.
Hello, just please. 1
point, yes.
Wait.
Although there was jersey pulling, it is just 1 point given too little, too late right now. We are at the dying moments of the game. And Suresh is too powerful to be stopped either by jersey or by one person trying to stop him. And that's what we saw. There is a 5-point difference right now. And Virudhunagar looking very comfortable to walk into the final. This is the first semi-final of the men's Kabaddi section. and Virudhunagar have played with heart. Both teams have played with heart.
1 point each were also.
1 point each they have
1
given.
point each.
That's okay. I mean, that 5-point deficit remains, or rather the 5-point lead remains. And that is the end of the game, folks. Virudhunagar have pulled off a beautiful victory against Thirunelveli. So Virudhunagar is the first finalist, and they will be awaiting the winners of the next game, which will be played between Trichy and Erode. And you can see both the teams shaking hands and exchanging pleasantries. Both played in the true spirit of sportsmanship and also forming bonds that could